All right, we're live. I'm here with Robert Floeter. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Dude,
Thanks, brother.
I've
Yeah.
always called you Rob Floeter. It's spelt Floater. I think I heard somebody at PSL maybe say Fluter, and then you finally corrected me last night. It's Rob Floeter, Floeter Fitness on Instagram. How you doing, man?
Good. How you doing? Thanks for having me on. Appreciate what you're doing. Good to
Oh,
see you.
absolutely, dude. I competed with you a couple times now. You're one of the guys I wanted to talk to right away. Look at that. You got the Floeter Fitness shirt on too. Um, So uh, we did PSL 90 together last year, right? The big show.
Yes.
And we also did the OSG qualifier in the Northeast. That's where we first met last year. You came all the way from Arizona up to my neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Um, you've how long have you? I got a list of shows that you've done just in the past year. So like, and see if I got this right because a couple I went off memory. You did the OSG qual with me. You've done World's
Uh,
Strongest Operator, right?
yeah.
Which is only open to military veterans and active duty, right?
Well, it's all tactical athletes, so law enforcement, firefighters, military, mostly military, but yeah, all tactical athletes.
Oh, okay. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I wish I was like a tactical athlete now. You know what I mean? Because it
You
sounds
you
badass.
you would love it. So it's like it's a my buddy Jordan Betts. He's a Air Force Special Operations Tactical Conditioning coach out in New Mexico. It's like all you're a work capacity guy and you like sandbags. This is think of like 90 seconds of work capacity or 2 minutes worth. So it's like these events are brutal. So
Oh
if
yeah.
you ask like Josh Jarvis came out last year, Nancy came out, and we had some good people last year. It's starting to become a really big show, so it's pretty legit.
I remember seeing Dargis posted something, and he was sitting down, and his face was like this, like, and it was like
Oh yeah,
me after
that
like some event, some
yeah.
brutal
It
event.
was like a keg carry into a wheelbarrow for like 2 minutes, and he was like, "This is not fun." He was like, "Please end this." But that was like the running meme. But
Yeah,
love
he was
Josh.
awesome. Talk about jealousy of not being like an operator, right? I went to a Patriots game. God, this is like 17 years ago with my two older cousins. I only have two male older cousins. I'm not that close with them because families lived further apart. But they're both Army Rangers, right? They were active duty at the time,
Yeah,
and they made it. We were tailgating, drinking beers and stuff. They made a joke, and it was a military joke, and I didn't get it. Me and my other cousin, we didn't get it, and we're like, "What?" And they looked at each other, and all they said was civilians. And dude, I never felt so low in my life. I'm like, damn, like because they've done some
that's
badass.
a good one. That's awesome. You got some cool buddies that are Rangers like that. The good dudes.
Yeah, that's my family. Yeah, and I had another brother was in the Navy. A lot of my family was in the military. But so you did strongest operator. I believe you did Arizona strongest, right?
Yeah,
In
won that.
Arizona.
Yeah, won that, and then me and the wife did it last year. Good event, and then yeah, then we did nationals. It was actually three. So last year I did a ton of shows. It was like hopping in, getting experience. Like I mean, my first open show was with you at over in Boston, the OSG qualifier. So go right straight to the Wolves right off the rip. I felt like if you can start up here, everything's gonna be easier as you go on. So we kind of just full fledged went into count mode for the last year because
Yeah,
with military you're kind of it's all timing on when you can get things done. So it's a good time in my career where I can actually train and commit some time and effort to strongman training.
that's awesome, dude. And you jumped right into the fire, man. I mean, our qualifier, we had some really good guys there, dude. Couple
Oh
guys
yeah,
who had already been to OSG before. Um, so that's good. Yeah, who said it? I've been doing a lot of interviews. It might have been Nick Hine or Brandon Burley. Like do shows. They both said it. I think do shows that challenge you, right? Like you weren't staying around in the novice, dude. You jumped right into the fire. You did the OSG qual. You didn't podium, so you didn't make the OSG,
yeah,
but you were for not lack of trying, right? Because I think you tried another OSG qual, and
yeah,
then last year you made it. You did the PSL qualifier, which is what I really like to talk about. It's why I got the shirts behind me, right? I want to hype up these qualifiers because you're doing it again. You did the qualifier. You won that, right? In the West
yes,
Coast last year. You made
yeah,
it to the big show. You came down. We had a great time. We're going to talk about our experience. And now you're right back in the fire. You didn't place quite high enough to make it back, so you're going right
yeah.
back into the qualifier. You want to speak to that, like going back into the qualifier, and why? Give me some reasons why you want to make it back to the big show instead, and not instead of other shows, because you did all the big shows that you could. But
Right.
where does PSL rank on the shows that you did do, and why do you want to come back? And will it be a priority? Say you qualify for some other shows. Where would it
Right.
rank in the priority list?
No, PSL. I mean, first off, I mean the experience. Tyler, great guy, blue collar guy, hardworking. And what I like about Tyler is he's basing you off your work ethic and your character. Like he doesn't care who you are. There's no bias, there's no clicks. So great promoter. That's for first off. Second off, it's more for the experience, like me, you in the back, me, you, Mike. I mean, all the guys from, overseas, you're not going to get that caliber of level, international athletes overseas. You had Lewis, Connor, Victor, Mark. I mean, Stefan. I mean, you got three countries, let alone right there. So the caliber of athletes, and then these guys, you're getting the type of caliber of athletes you're getting is like we're trading experiences. We're shooting the shit in the back. Me and you were messing around, measuring biceps and whatnot, having some fun. It's like that's kind of how it wraps it up. Like in the back of PSL, everyone's cool with each other. It's smaller, weight class. That's another reason why I love it. It's weight class. It's kind of the smaller show. We have the 64 females, but we're getting the full experience. Less athletes. It's not like USS Nats or Strongman Corp Nats. You're going to an event and then you're going to the next event and you're talking in between events. I would say it's not as stressful as like. I mean, it's a high level comp, but like I felt like real comfortable the whole time. Being around you guys, it was a great time. I can't really complain. It's hard to explain, on here, but you got to kind of experience it. So that's like if you want to do one, go out and sign up for a qualifier and do it because, like I said, you're gonna also have I mean, who do we have as our judges? Nick Hine, Bobby Thomas, Thompson. Those are I mean, world's strongest man, and then 2-time PSL champion and world champion OSG. You're not going to get those type of guys, and plus they're awesome. It's like
Yeah.
there's like I said, there's no type of clicks there. That's what I kind of like. It's not like everyone's like hear the horror stories. I done OSG calls. Everyone's like biting tooth and nail on warm ups. It's like you're hearing a pin drop in there. So and then another reason. I mean PSL I mean I had 3 comps that month. I kind of had a limited prep. I mean, Mike Ramirez, we did nationals 2 weeks before, and I had a comp a week before that, so I did 3 comps in 1 month. But the level of comp, you got to be a well-rounded athlete. That's what I like. I think it's more suited to my style. You're not doing a max event; it's more reps,
Yep.
and then you're kind of testing all the disciplines across the field. So like you remember Double Dragon, you took second in that event. I think we were between like first and sixth. There was like half a second in between time or something like that. I didn't see the exact score, but you gotta be able to move, and those transitions were key. But I mean the disciplines. I mean, what was the press medley? We had a keg press, double dumbbell, and an axle. I mean, that's 3 disciplines just in one event. Let alone the double drag, and you're carrying a keg, duck walk, and then a sled drag, and then a sprint back. So that's almost 4 disciplines right there. So I just like the way Tyler does it for the athletes and how he kind of scales it. I would like to like the 105 class. I'd love to see the 90s and other classes move to that 2-day 10 event type deal because I think that suit guys like me and you better because more work capacity, more endurance based, and like that Virginia Beach. That's I mean, it's like the Rose Bowl. It's the granddaddy of them all. That, in my opinion, that show. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
funny. I call it the Cadillac Show. The Rose Bowl is another good one. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of parallels for you and me, dude. Because yeah, we're both like more known for like conditioning type stuff. When neither of us are like the
yeah,
most statically gifted. We're both working on that.
no,
Working on the overhead and the deadlift. You've been killing it on that. But yeah, you said a lot of great things there. Lots to digest. Like the experience. We both did the qualifier, right? And I did OSG last year, but this is PSL was one of the biggest shows I've ever made it to. And then, like you said, the experience is just different. Not to say that the big experience you get at a nationals or OSG isn't awesome too. It's just different, right? When it's just us in the
right,
back warming up with 15, 16 guys, everybody gets
yeah,
to know each other. You don't have to wait 2 hours for the next event. There's certainly something to be said for that and what that's like. And then, dude, we competed with 2 OSG champions. Victor Liegman went on to win
oh yeah,
OSG. Who was a great guy in the
animal,
back hanging out with us, and Tyler
yeah,
Davis. I think he's widely considered the best U90 of all time. He certainly has made his case. He's won. I call it the Tyler Slam on the podcast I did with him. He's won everything there is to win. And he won OSG 3 years ago, but he's on the podium every year, right? Super
yeah,
consistent guy. One thing that highlighted because we could really stay focused on this mostly, our experience kind of, but one thing I'll ask you, have you did 3 shows in 3 weeks with 2 weight cuts, right? Did you learn any lessons there? Like when I'm not saying if, when you make it back to PSL, are you gonna, not do anything a month before, bring your best for the rematch?
Oh yeah, yeah. I gotta see. It's kind of weird for me. So like, I'm trying to leverage. I'm active duty military. I'm trying to build a resume right now to get on the Warrior Fitness team. That's the ultimate goal. So they can. So that's why I was kind of indulging all these comps. But yeah, definitely lessons learned. If you're cutting, I mean, the high level guys, they don't compete all year round. They maybe got America's Strongest, Arnold, and then they probably got OSG, PSL. That's 3 or 4 comps a year. But you put in 3 comps in 1 month, you're gonna that one that's you're training for 15, 16 events, let alone cutting weight alone. I mean, I'd say the train up was a little bit harder for me personally. Like, with my background, I think the weight cut was that was more easier for me. But like the training, that's what I need more time on, is hitting events. I wish I would have had a little bit more time, but with all things considered, I was happy with it. But I
Yeah,
wouldn't
the
trade it
weight cut,
for
the,
sprints.
the weight cut brings another variable, right? Even if
Yeah,
it's easy, it's just something you're adding to it. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, dude, I would say you've built out the resume, dude. Like, so now you're well rounded. You've got a ton of experience, right? And I know the Warrior Fitness team is tough to make, but I think the Warrior Fitness team also would look at character, right? You've got great character, right? You got that in spades. But like,
yeah. They
so
take it into
now,
consideration.
yeah, now that you've gotten a lot of experience, right? Now it's maybe this year. I don't want to sound preachy either, but fine tuning and bringing your absolute best to the big shows. Because then if you go from I forget if you were 11th to 12th, whatever it was,
Yeah.
to second, third, fourth, fifth, that might be a better. You got to talk to people in Warrior
Oh
Fitness
yeah.
Team, but that might be something even better to get your name on the
Right.
map. That what
Oh,
is it? What's better, quality or quantity? Right? There's something to be said for
exactly.
both, for
I mean,
sure.
that was perfect to what you did. I mean, to kind of going back to the qual and what you did. I mean, you did the qual in Baltimore last minute. Mike got you to join real quick on a limb there, and then you podium, got your invite, and then you focused on, you and Nico said, hey, we're gonna take this time. I'm gonna recover. This ain't no rush. I think that was what you did best, was you strategically planned it out where you're like, I'm going to take it slow. We're not setting PRs each week. We're taking it baby steps. And then
Yeah.
you came in fresh, and then you were ready to go. And then you had a plan in at the comp. I remember we were talking in the back. You're like, yeah, I got this in my head. And you took your time on events. Even the sandbag event, you're taking your time. And, after each event, you're like, and then that paid dividend. You took fourth on a stacked class. It was awesome. You had a hell
It
of a
worked out.
performance.
It's Yeah, dude. Don't get me wrong. I had some doubts, but it's nice. It was nice to take the long off season and work on weaknesses. But then when you remember my prep reel when some stuff wasn't going well, like 4 weeks
Yeah.
out, the self doubt crept in. Like man, if I go out here and fall flat on my face, I wanted to bring my best. If I had fallen flat on my face, dude, and came in last, then maybe it
Uh,
wasn't worth it. Maybe I should have done like 5 or 6 shows. But dude, what you've done, dude, it's what everybody does. We've brought up John Doyle many times. He competes a
uh,
ton. He still does, but now he's slowly like competing a little bit less and bringing his best to the biggest shows. I started slowing down. Year 1 and 2, maybe even year 3. If you're making to the level that you're making it to already in year 2, then yeah, maybe
uh,
it's time to slow down a little bit, bring your best to the big shows. If you're still having a hard time winning a local show, and I'm not speaking to you, I'm speaking to athletes. Like in your
yes.
third year, then yeah, maybe you should still be getting some experience and follow your coach's program, seek out a coach, whatever. But I think you did it right, dude. You got a ton of experience. You got a you know what to expect at any of the biggest shows now, and now like hone those in and get to this show. Maybe try and get to OSG, do SC Nats again, maybe the Arnold, right?
Uh,
You're talking the 4 biggest shows in the world right there, and
right.
there's time in the calendar to do them all, and when you bring your best to those, dude, I have no doubt. Let's put it this way, brother. If you do that, I have no doubt that our rematch in September, August, whenever this is going to go much different, dude. Because it's
Oh
weird.
no.
Like you said on the duck walk thing, we made a bet. There was only a few seconds between us, but it was 5 places. There is
Yeah.
not much separating fourth place and
No.
14th place at these shows. It's just
Yeah.
execution and
I mean,
being.
I mean, yeah. I think it was Cherry, you, and then Connor, and then I know Tyler was fifth in that event, and then I was sixth, and then Victor, I think, seventh. But I mean, that's milliseconds on. you gotta be fast. And I watch it. That was, you had a couple pulls. It's those little fine details. Now, for next time I'm gonna get one big pull in on that last one to say that those five milliseconds, right?
Yeah, it's funny. I talked to Davis about it because he says he's not that good at sled pull, and he had a rope that was really stiff in training,
Yeah.
and the rope at PSL had a little bit of sponginess to it, almost like a bungee
Oh,
cord.
really?
And what I said to him, I said, "Well, dude, I didn't think of that, but because I'm not good at sled drag really, and I don't have the most powerful leg drive, but on that day it felt great." And I said, "Oh, maybe," and I was spitballing this, maybe
Uh,
because I'm not as powerful as Tyler pulling, um, maybe that sponginess that he felt, I didn't
yeah.
experience that, and I was able to come back up and get the next grip. You know, um,
No, that makes sense. It all depends. I mean, that was a manila rope. I mean, it had that. It was you could grip it well, but it could have had a elasticity to it.
I made up
So,
time on the I made up time on the duck walk, dude, because I'm tall.
oh no, that was a
I'm very
transition. I watched yours. I watched everybody's. You were seamless. It was that picking up the keg, and you're not time to fiddle around. You pick it up, drop it. You were clean on that. I'm surprised you didn't take first on that one. It was probably like milliseconds, between you and first. So
It would have
that's
been
what
nice.
we.
It would have been nice because not only do you get the prize money, which I would have donated to the puppy fund we were doing, but like to win an event at PSL, man, that would be
Oh
like
yeah.
be on awesome. Just like OSG, I got second on the carry. It would have been awesome to win an event
Oh yeah.
outright. But
I mean,
next year, maybe.
anything moving, it's you're ready for that.
Yeah, that's our calling card, dude. Both of us, and then we'll keep chipping away on them statics. I look forward to competing with you for years to come. The only thing is, how old are you? I forget.
I'll be 33 in March, so
Yeah, so
I
you're a
got
young gun.
you got you
You're a
got you
young
got a
gun,
few
dude.
years on me.
Yeah, so you got like maybe a 1 or 2 year window for me doing open shows with you, especially at 90, because I'm getting tired of dieting year round. So we'll at least
Yeah,
get a rematch here. You, me, and Mike. Mike's already excited for the rematch, and you and me, among other guys that I'd like to have on it. I saw Cowgill's doing the 90 kg, so I'll try and have him on
yeah,
there too. But yeah, the
yeah. But
camaraderie at PSL was awesome, man. It was unrivaled. Like we were backstage having fun between events. We were all taking side bets. You and me measured arms,
yeah.
right? I don't have a t-shirt on, but like it's funny because I want to give you the nickname right now. I'd like to bestow this nickname to you. Anybody who watches this, let us know. But I want to call Robert Floeter the Gun Show, aka Gun Show, because the man has nice arms. I edged him out narrowly because I have a nice peak from my bodybuilding days. But dude,
Yeah.
I would say from top to bottom, from shoulder to elbow, you got a nicer looking arm, and you got some tattoos, which I'm behind you on that. But
I'm
I don't know,
I'm
Gun
I'm, I'm
Show.
for,
Let's
I'm
let's
for
see if
that
it
name.
fits. And also you're in the military, so you might even have a gun on your shirt right there. So Gun
No,
Show.
appreciate it. But yeah, we're like I said, like we're talking about the quals and whatnot. I'm doing the West Coast over in Sacramento again at Untamed Strength, which already been there. Alan Thrall's gym, that guy's awesome. I already talked to Tyler about it. We're having a good set of events this year, so looking forward to it. But yeah, if you're I think we got a better turnout this year. I think there's 5 guys opposed to last year there's 2. So I know it's the West Coast. West Coast isn't as big as you guys over on the East, but definitely seeing it grow. I think East has like 6 guys in the 90, and then the mids got I think 3, right, 2 or 3. But so it's definitely getting up there. But I think that's showing PSL's level of growing. But
Yeah, I
if you're
think I
trying to
think the
get in
last
one,
minute. I think the last minute right now, people are signing up, especially the pod I put out with Tyler, and a lot of us athletes who have been to the big shows are hyping them up because it really is, dude. It's like we talked about it, right? Like you and I went from not middling strongman, but we're working our way up, took the chance, went to the qualifier, made it to the big show, had a blast, and we're looking to go back, right? And like that's an
yeah,
opportunity you get. Now you get that with other organizations too. You can do a local show, regional, make it to nationals and everything. But with this show, you just get a little bit different. You really get treated
yeah,
like, oh, dude, they treated us like professionals, and we're not
oh
professionals.
yeah,
Um,
100%. Plus, I mean, you get the Tyler with the would we get free shoes, free photos. I mean, no entry fee. I mean, you can't. What else show does that? I don't
right.
know any other show
Yep.
that
And he's
offers
working
it.
he's working on other stuff at the quals, which is not it's not being advertised, but if you watch the pod I did with him, he's working on like videos,
Oh
actual
yeah, I
like
seen
instead
that.
of
That's
just
awesome.
live stream, so that'll be because we all love making the hype reel when they do a hype reel and they put it to the page.
Yeah.
We all want our
Oh yeah.
15 seconds of fame. Um and what's weird, dude, is like so Sacramento, that's where it is, right? At Allen Thrall Gym in
Yes.
Sacramento. So Sacramento's a
Yes.
little bit, I don't know California that well, but there's plenty of people there, maybe not as many as in LA. It's because it's a population center, but you're coming from Arizona, right? So there's an investment there. At Baltimore, the difference is like for you to drive to Sacramento, what's that? Probably 12 hours.
No, it's like I think it's like 15, 16. A little. It's just out of that driving range. I'm not
You're
trying to drive far.
Yeah, you're making my point for me because for me, I'm in Massachusetts. I'm like 5 states away from Baltimore, but it's 8 hours. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
certain that I could drive, I could fly. It's like a $90 flight on Southwest Airlines. Like, there's just as many people in California as there is in like Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, maybe New York City, Pennsylvania. But it's
yeah,
just so much closer. Like I have
yeah.
7 strongman gyms within an hour of me. So
I
maybe
mean,
that's why the East Coast qualifier has always been a little more represented because it's so much
I mean,
more
you got
accessible.
100%. I mean, the East Coast. We know the East has got a better strongman scene than anyone here in the country. It's like Texas is up there, but like you guys, especially in Boston, how many guys you train out of your gym alone? You got like you, Damon, Doyle. I mean, you got just in that small area, you got a
Yeah,
ton of guys.
Gammy dude, Mike
Mike,
O'Connor, Fat Nick. There's a whole bunch of guys who have been to like PSL shows, nationals,
yeah. I mean, just in that
OSG.
small remote area, you guys got high level guys, isn't that? So it's like Boston's got a good scene up there. What are you guys drinking up there? Geez.
It's probably the Massachusetts traffic. Everybody massholes on the Mass Pike. They get us like fired up, so we got to get that rage out somewhere. You know what I mean? Well, not to
Yeah.
be outdone though, dude. Arizona won America's strongest state. You guys got some killers down there. So,
Oh yeah,
uh,
my buddy. My buddy CJ Pierce. I'm trying to get. He's doing it. He's actually doing the call with me and
yep, I'm gonna
over
have
in
him on.
Sacramento.
Yep,
Oh,
I'm gonna have him
that
on very soon. Hopefully, he said he'll come on. I just got to schedule it. Yeah, he came up in conversation with Tyler Purdue. Like, we want to see him at Virginia Beach. He
oh yeah.
dominated last year,
Oh
right? You
no.
got to witness firsthand.
Oh no. That dude is probably like one of the strongest guys I know personally. It's like I think Tyler Davis. We were talking after PSL. He's like, where are you from? And I was telling him Arizona. He's like, oh, you got CJ out there. I was like, yeah. He's like the only guy I've never beaten him before. I'm like, and then he's competing up, but he did the Clash back when it was Clash, and so he's done like
That's
the where PSL started. So we're actually doing our next comp's in 3 weeks in LA Fit Expo. We got the All American Classic. Me and him are because it's a OSG bid and a Arnold, and then national. I've already got nationals, but it's
yep.
a Oda Hagen's comp, so it's
Oh yeah,
pretty.
yeah, yeah. That's how Caston's qualified for OSG. The Caston's
Yeah,
elite.
so
Yep.
so we're gonna throw down there in 3 weeks. Me, him, and another guy. So
Awesome.
and then we're doing the qual a month later. So
Yep.
should be a good time. But yeah, that dude's. I would love to see him compete in the 105s. Mix it up
Dude,
with that team.
we all do it. Dude, like CJ, if you see this, this is the second podcast that your name came up, and I'm gonna have you on. But like, people want to see you at the show. He's got to go to the show.
Yeah,
I think
if
somebody
he was.
said it. I've heard it a couple times. He prioritizes family. That's a great
Oh
family
yeah.
man. Like, he'll go on vacation with
Oh
his
he.
wife, and
Yeah.
strongman
He.
glory is not that important to him. I don't think.
Um,
CJ, I hope to talk to you soon. But like, let's get you to the 105 Virginia Beach show because like, dude, we think you could do some serious damage. We want to see you there, dude, because we're fans.
oh yeah. No, he's definitely going to do some damage because he was supposed to do OSG and then he didn't end up doing it. But PSL at least get him to PSL. But he won national champion USS 220 and then he won super heavyweight this year,
Oh, I
dude.
know.
You want to
We
talk
see
about
his
some of
training,
that?
dude. We see the yokes, the carries, the log, his pressing, obviously incredible. But I really, we shouldn't turn this into the CJ Pierce episode because I want to have him on. But you know, he's incredible. Hopefully, he can. I mean, we have no doubt he's going to do great at the qualifier, and then hopefully we see him in Virginia because I'm going to be on the microphone. So selfishly, I want to call
Oh,
your lips, CJ, and hype the shit out of you. If you see this, we'll talk soon because he already agreed to come on. Dude, this is all great stuff, man. We'll keep this one relatively short and sweet, and then maybe I'll have you on. Not maybe when you make it to the '90s show, and I'm hyping that one up in the middle of the summer. We'll definitely have you back on. We'll be able to talk about how the LA Fit Expo went for you too, and if you made it to OSG, and we'll see you there. I'm planning on going back to OSG. I won't be in the 90 kg class, but if you make it to OSG, dude, regardless of like the prize money stuff or any of that, dude, it's an awesome show, man. Like, you gotta go.
oh yeah.
Like,
No,
everybody
it's been
has
on
to
the
experience it at least once and then make your
right.
decision if you want to go back or maybe seek out other opportunities.
Yeah, definitely got to put it on the bucket list once, but
Of course.
it's up there. We try to just certain times like prioritize, PSL is always going to be on the top list. It's like Stefan says from Germany. He's like, I'm always coming to PSL. It's like I think all the guys that we've seen from UK are coming either going to
Yep.
come back or they're going to do the one over in UK, which is awesome. They just got a UK
Right, and
call
then
over there.
they can qualify that way, and then dude, the word of mouth. Me and Tyler talked about it. The word of mouth, like those guys hyped it up. They bring more European guys, and it's great to have them because it really felt like a world championship. Tyler doesn't book it as a championship, but dude, you have some of the best athletes from around the world, and I think it's going to get even better this year. The more we continue to talk about it and hype it up, dude. I think the talent pool is going to get even deeper, and it's going to be even harder for us guys like you
Oh
and me
yeah.
to crack the top 10. But we'll be there, you
Oh
know.
no. We gotta grow the class so maybe we can get a 2-day event like we want. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Yeah, because you and I both want that. I would love it. So we got a couple questions, dude, because I did the question box kind of last minute. I'm still trying to drive interaction on that. But Saxon Harry, 1999, might be a friend of yours because I've never seen him on my Instagram
Oh
before.
yeah, he's one of my clients. He's actually doing the East Coast qual. I got him to join, so he's relatively new, but he's got a lot of potential. He's hungry, so
What class is he doing?
he'll be a 90, but
All
he's
right.
cutting some weight. He's
All
he's
right.
a
Awesome.
former military guy. He's new to the scene, but he's gonna at least try, and get after it.
And his name's Harry. Is that his name?
Yeah, Harry.
I look forward to meeting you, Harry. I'll be out there on the microphone. Come say hi. And I'll be calling your lifts and shit. So
Yeah,
I'll be definitely.
he's competed at Steve's gym. He did one of the top strength comps back in the like last year.
All right. I'll probably recognize him then. I'm
Yeah,
usually at all those comps too.
he's from the New York area.
Okay. Maybe we've met before, Harry. I apologize if we have. Improving the log to chest weld for log press. I'm not sure what he means by weld. Is that something you talk about or?
Oh no, I think he's probably put is I think he's been having trouble with the front rack, getting up high. You know, that's more lat mobility. I think anything we just got to get the lats open up, and he's having a front rack issue. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
I think working on some lats. I don't know. You got a pretty good log press. I mean, what helps you? Me and you don't really have front rack issues. You got a good push press, so you'd probably be better for this question. But that's more lat mobility, if anything, getting that front rack position comfortable.
It's funny you say that because I had to work on that with my friend, my good friend now, Camby dude, who I did his program. I did Kingdom of Log under him, and I've been to a seminar. Lat mobility, yes, you want to get those elbows nice and high, Harry. Um, Look up at the sky, obviously get it right up to your chin. You want to make sure you breathe. It's very hard to breathe when the log's on your chest.
Yes.
So if breathing's an issue, try and get your breath in the hole, right up into the rack while you're still holding your breath and get that press executed, right? If it's an AMRAP, then you got to breathe at the top, or you got to try and get your breath in. But with the lat mobility, you're having lat mobility issues, you could do some things like Camby would have me do really exaggerated front holds with like even a barbell when I was doing his Bless the Press
Oh,
program.
really?
Yep. So like a really heavy, like an overload. Like if I have a 200-pound push press, he would have me hold 300 out of the rack and really force me
Oh,
to
overload.
breathe and let the hands sink down into the delts. You could, I think you might have had me do this, and Nick, if you watch this, if I'm misremembering this, but you can do what is it called, like an isometric hold, because usually you can use a friend. You can have a friend hold the barbell down for you, but you could take just an
Okay.
empty barbell, set the J cups up at a height that's good for you. Take an empty
Yeah.
barbell, put it under the J cups, and just really force your elbows up into
Oh,
it. Right? And
get
that's
underneath it.
to do with a barbell. One thing I like to do in the warm ups that he has shown me is like a PVC stick, or he uses a curtain rod in the Canby
Yeah.
barn. But you take the stick, put it under your chin, right, and you just
Uh,
you roll your elbow forward while the other one comes back, and you push it up against your chin, and you just kind of work that position, kind of like this, if that makes
yeah.
sense, right? And just get those lats stretched out because you need this. You need a high elbow, so you need to open
Yeah.
up that lat. There's more that I can't remember right now.
No, that's probably a good starting point for him. Like the Camby stuff. I mean, that guy's a world record log
Four
presser. That
time
dude.
four-time world record holder. I think he still has one or I think only one of them now. I
Yeah,
think I think
he has the
Weichel
record
is
for
the
what
block.
he's got the 231 log record, 105,
Yep.
105
He
record.
had he had the log, the fixed axle, which is harder than normal axle, the block, and the dumbbell. And I think at this point, I think Mullet took the axle. Somebody took the log. I forget who. And then I think his name's Jordan Whitechilis. If I'm saying that
Oh, the
wrong,
block.
105.
Yeah,
He just took the block like last week. But at one time,
yeah.
Camby held four at the same time. So he's a great
Well,
resource. And listen, he's got a ton of free content on his YouTube. So tell your guy to
Uh,
seek out, and he's not too far from Camby either. So go on Camby's YouTube and look. He has a bunch of old videos about that very thing, like the warm up and
oh,
mobility.
really?
Yep. And
Oh, no,
then
that,
I'll always shout out my boy Camby. Anytime that he has a Bless the Press seminar, if your friend is in the Northeast in New York,
uh,
100% worth it, dude. He does
oh,
like
no,
2 or 3 hours of
100%.
whiteboard and
Oh,
video
wow.
stuff, and then you go out there and you do all the overhead disciplines and like hit PRs and stuff.
Yeah.
Totally
KB
worth
is
it.
a passion. He's passionate about teaching too. And that dude's
Yep.
he has great character. I remember he did the OSG qual in Northeast. Remember
He was on the microphone. Yep, he did the commentary.
him,
Yep, great
him and
guy. He
Steve?
did he did a seminar at that old girls gym about a year ago. Yeah, he was out there.
Oh, really?
Yep. So he gets around the country doing those. So absolutely, and now he's a world's strongest man competitor and one of the very best pressers in the world. So yeah, seek him
Yep.
out, Harry.
Looking forward to seeing him get back on the stage this year. I know he had that injury, but he just had what, Italian strongest not too long ago.
Italy's strongest was the last show. Yep, he just
Yeah.
had a baby, so I think he's taking a nice off season right now. Harry, when I see you in Baltimore, dude, come up to me. If I have time in the warm ups, I'll show you some of the stuff I was talking about. If they have some PVC, I'll show you. He's got a few of them where you put the thing here, you put it behind your
Oh,
elbow,
okay.
and you work some shoulder mobility. I have a whole warm up that he gave me with a PVC
Yeah.
stick. I'm happy to show
We'll
you.
send him some Camby videos too, so he can practice prior to. I'll text him after this.
Absolutely, dude. I soak up things from everybody, whether or not I use it or not. I watch and assess it all. Dude, I take little bits from
Yes.
everybody. I have my own coach for my training, but
Yep.
everything else, dude, I pull from everyone.
100%.
This one's probably a little bit of an inside joke. Maybe don't say names, but Mike Ramirez wants to know if you have any recommendations on deodorant. And I think I remember the joke. I think it was from PSL 90, right?
Mike knows you know from the back. That's going back to our warm ups in the back. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So no, Mike. I think we'll get you some speed stick or something. Speed stick or Dane's like an Old Spice guy, I think, or Axe.
I'm an Axe guy. I wax dry. I don't like the perspiration rolling down my belly fat. When I'm 231. Except I get the white stains underneath the armpit on my black shirts.
Oh, Mike, I'm looking forward to him. Me and Mike talk a lot after that. So, like me and Mike did nationals 2 weeks before, but you're obviously good friends, Mike, best man at his wedding. But I'm looking forward to him getting. He's going to get after it this year. He's going to have a good season, 2026.
He's another one, dude. He's doing the qual. I'm having him on soon, right? Obviously, and I can have Mike on anytime. He's my best friend. But he's going to be doing the qual, and then for the most part, unlike last year, he was coming back from injury, but he did a whole bunch of shows because he missed out for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
He had a great time. He made it through healthy, but he wants to bring his best to PSL. He wants vengeance, dude. He did nationals. When he called me and told me he was doing nationals, I was like, dude, really? Like we signed, dude. We've been training for this. Like, bring your best to this. Don't do 2 water cuts. But as the friend in me, we're close. But I didn't want to say, hey man, you shouldn't do nationals. I support him. I said, all right, man, go do nationals, have fun. But like, just know you got 2 water cuts in 3 weeks,
Yeah.
and two shows in 3 weeks, and I'm coming in peaked and primed and ready, dude.
Yeah.
Other than even my little shoulder injury, I didn't use as too much of an excuse. Like I brought my best to PSL, and
Yeah.
he's ready. He's ready for vengeance. He's another guy, dude. What's crazy, dude? Maybe we'll end on something like this. I am going to take a little bit of an off season. I might actually do a little bit more shows this year. Still going to talk to my coach, but there might be a pro-am and SC pro-am in August. July.
Okay.
Might want to hit that. And then I want to hit PSL, which I talked to Tyler is in August, and then PSL Masters is in September, and then OSG.
Okay.
That's 4 big shows with 2 of them water cuts. And I might do it, I might not. We'll see. But I'm gonna train, try and stay healthy, and get better, right? And bring my best to PSL again, right? PSL is the number 1 goal. And the funny thing is, dude, with guys like you coming up and Mike coming back from injury and being healthy and not doing a show 3 weeks before, maybe you not doing a show 3 weeks bore. A couple of the European guys did shows 2 or 3 weeks before.
Yeah.
I fully expect for people to come correct, and I expect some more high quality athletes. We're going to see some from these qualifiers. So I don't see right now. I'll call it. I don't see myself placing as high as 4th. I think my placing is going to go down. I think I might be lucky to make it into the gauntlet, which is the top 10.
Right.
It's
only time will tell. That's only fuel to the fire. We know you're going to be training hard. So,
I fully expect you're still on the ascent. Not that I'm not, but I'm 41 years old. I
Uh,
expect you to push me to my limits this year. You already did, dude. I'm watching your training, and I already beat you at OSG qual. And
yeah,
I watch your training, and I'm like, man, like I'm watching your deadlifts, I'm watching your log improvements, and I already know you're a great mover. I'm like, dude, Rob might beat me. Me and Mike talk. I'm like, dude, Rob could take me down. We do the strongman math because me and Mike just wanted to get into that top 10. I'm like,
oh
well, dude,
really?
I'm like, dude, I've beaten Rob before, but I don't know if I could beat him again. And Dargis beat me. And I'm like, I don't know if I can
Yeah,
beat Dargis. And Mark Cummings beat me. And I'm like, I don't know if I can
yeah.
beat Mark. And we do the Monday morning quarterback thing. And I do okay, right? But I
Yeah,
watch those training and
hey,
I
you're
don't
built.
lack my own confidence, but I give
Yeah,
people their due respect, dude, because like, dude,
yeah,
you're a killer, man. You're
yeah.
getting much better. And
Oh,
even I say it all the time. My buddy John Doyle, I have beaten John Doyle before, and he's beaten a few of my good friends, and he's ascended the ranks, and he's
oh
hitting,
yeah, that dude.
dude, in OSG
He's like
stuff. He was
he like skyrocketed because he was at nationals. He did he did the strongman masters, strongman
yep.
corp, and then the week following did regular nationals. So that dude
Yeah, he did
did a
double duty,
bunch of
dude. And
comps.
he did
Yeah,
great at both, right? And now he's going to the Arnold. He beat me at OSG, did great. And I'm watching his training in OSG is where I'm getting at. And like I'm like, all right, I think I could take John on the statics still, right? Because like he's a great mover, he always has been, but I've been statically stronger than him. The next thing you know, dude, I
um,
see him hitting like a 290 log. What? Then I see him hitting like a 720-pound deadlift, and my best is 675. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like the couple things that I thought I had a 50-50 chance, now I don't. I'm like, dude, I can't beat him. And then event one,
yeah.
I beat him on the log at the show. I should
Oh
have it
really?
on. I
Yeah.
beat him at the log. They're like, all right, maybe I'm not as bad as I thought. And then he dusted me on the frame, beat me on the deadlift. I beat him on the sandbag steeplechase. We had a great moment where him and I were neck
Uh,
and neck. And then we went together on the dumbbell. But he's another guy that I watch his training, and I'm like, dude, I don't think I can
just
beat him. And he bested me, you know.
just a hard worker. Just he trains hard. Those are usually guys. I mean, he's a cop, isn't he, or a firefighter?
Firefighter, yep.
Yeah. So blue collar dude knows how to train. He's like you. You just gotta and then see who performs on the floor. You know, you guys are right there.
I'm surprised he hasn't done World's Strongest Operator yet. John, you done every other show. When are you doing World's Strongest Operator?
Tell him to come out. We need some guys.
Yeah, he'll
He'd kill it. He'd kill it. We need some heavyweight guys.
yep. But
Heavyweights 210 in that class. So
yeah, he's
um,
training for the Arnold now, and he's doing the Arnold Open. You know, he could do the Arnold Masters or Open. He could do both, but the problem is he would have to weigh in. And I'm speaking out of turn, but I think he would have to weigh in twice. Like he would have to weigh in like Thursday or Friday for the Open, and then weigh in again on Saturday for the Masters.
oh
Which
really?
John's a crazy son of a bitch. He might actually just trim his weight down to 225 and do both. I wouldn't put it past him, John. If you see this, yeah, I'm calling it right
That's
now.
something you would do.
Not me, not me. I don't think so. Not at 90, anyways. No way.
Hey,
Uh,
you're doing the Arnold, right?
no. I didn't follow any of the Arnold qualification pathways, so
Okay.
um, I would like to. I'm going to be there coaching, so I would love to jump in Arnold Masters, but um, it's not my time. I'm going to try and seek out a pathway this year if I can fit it in the calendar.
Yeah.
Right. I very much want to bring my best to PSL and OSG again. Um,
Yep.
so I'll try and maybe do the pro am if that looks out good. I don't think I want to travel for a regional just to make it to the Arnold. So
Yeah.
if I don't make it that way this year, maybe next year. You know, we'll
Okay.
see.
Yeah. It's on the docket. This one, like I said, the one I'm doing in 3 weeks it was like a double down. It's OSG Arnold or nationals too. I mean, if you needed that, but that's
Yeah,
pretty
no, dude,
legit.
that's an awesome one.
Three and one.
That's something I should maybe look into next year because that show happened last year, the old Hagen, and
Yeah, and it's at the beginning of the season too.
if I manage to do OSG again in December and come top
Yeah.
10, then you auto qualify. But I can maybe shoot out there, or if I don't, let's say I don't get top 10, I could shoot out in the same peak, right? Because only a
Yeah.
month later, I could shoot out and do the Haugen and hopefully make it back to OSG Masters and maybe the Arnold all in one swoop. That would be
Yeah.
great. Anytime the organizations work together um, to provide the athletes the most opportunity possible, that's a
Uh,
fantastic thing for the athletes and for the sport, in my opinion. Um, we got a new
no,
ranking
100%.
system, and hopefully, I don't know if you've seen the ranking system yet, but
Yeah, I checked them out.
hopefully that can get to a place where like dude, if everybody agrees, if you have the four biggest shows in the world and all four of those organizations agree, yeah, like the point system is legit and
Um,
they're all weighed evenly, whether it's SC or Arnold, PSL, OSG or Ultimates, if they're weighted evenly, maybe they'll all come to an agreement for the athletes that, yeah, anybody in the top 15 is auto qualified for any one of those shows. Because that just means more for us, the athletes, right? And then we can pick and
Oh
choose
yeah,
based on the season. And then obviously there's
yeah,
other qualification pathways, you know.
yeah. Because like me and you've talked it before. I'm not an online qualifier guy. I like going to the show. I don't like. There's too much work to even measure it out. You know, weigh the plates. I like going to compete like you.
A guy like you and me, right? We shine through on a 5 or 6 event show, right? If you have a 3 event
Yeah.
qualifier that's a deadlift and overhead and one moving event,
Oh yeah.
we
That's
might not make the show.
yeah.
And
It's not really in our favor.
right, and don't get me wrong, dude. The overhead and the deadlift are two very popular events, but that's not the end all be all in strongman. When you have, I can't think of any specific examples, and I wouldn't say names because that'd be disrespectful. But like, if you have a guy who's just a really good press and deadlift specialist but can't move worth a shit, and then you have a 5 event world championship that has like a frame and a brutal sandbag carry, and they're struggling
Yeah.
on the sandbag on the first sandbag, that's a bad look, right? You want
Oh
well-rounded
yeah.
athletes. So if a guy like you maybe can't hit the heaviest log or heaviest deadlift, but you're flying on frame and sandbag and stones,
Oh,
that's
100%.
that's the type of athlete that some shows want. I think PSL wants to find the best well-rounded athlete, not just the most gifted log oppressor, you know. So
I
that's
mean,
why
we
I
saw
like
that with
the in person.
yeah, we saw that with DJ this year. I mean, he was at I seen him at nationals. I think he took third, but then I mean, he's not the best. I mean, he's great circus dumbbell, but it's not like he's the most static presser. But that dude, moving events and grip or
Yep,
anything related moving, that dude is just
dude,
you
it's
saw
just
where
it's just the
he went up there
log,
in
you
points.
know. Logs tough for guys. DJ is bigger than me, but similar build to you. Like you don't
Yeah,
have the power belly to get that center of gravity, right? So like I'm willing to bet you're better at axle than you are log, right? Or better at a barbell
yeah,
press, or behind the neck jerk.
yeah. Well,
So some guys just aren't that great at log, but DJ I think has a good axle, and he's going to be going for a world record dumbbell. I heard he's a guy I'm definitely going to have on probably when we hype up the 105 show because what an ascension he had, dude. He's
oh
incredible,
yeah,
and he's from what I've heard talking to him and listening to Monday Kind's podcast, he's just a great guy too. Absolutely somebody I'd love to talk to. And the more I get to know all the guys before I do the mic on the show, I know more of their story and I can hype them up on the microphone. So sadly, I'm not going to make it out to the West Coast, dude. That's a very expensive flight in a couple of days.
oh yeah.
But
I talked to
I'm gonna be
Tyler.
in Baltimore.
He doesn't know if he's going to make it either, but Alan puts on a good job. He's got all kinds of equipment out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, Alan will take great care of you guys, no doubt. So dude, Rob, that's all I got. You got any sponsors or anything you want to plug? I think you're a coach, right? You got anything you want to plug before we drop?
I mean, I do coaching mostly, tactical fitness, tactical conditioning, but anything strength related and fitness. I mean, I'm military, been in, I'm active duty, 10 years officer. So anything related to that, but kind of dabble in all fields in my career, but no, nothing crazy. I mean, just here for, support PSL, support you, appreciate what you're doing. Thanks for having me on. And, it's always a good time when we link up and we
Yep.
don't link
Hell
up
yeah.
too often, but when we do it, it feels like we're, left off where we seen each other.
Feels like a reunion, right? So we'll see that
Yeah.
again at PSL, maybe some other shows. Rob, thanks for coming on. Thank you for your protecting the country. Thank you for your military
Oh,
service
of
and
course.
protecting our rights and our freedoms and our ability to pursue the things we love to do here in America. So thank you and good luck at the qualifier, my friend.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, Dane. Take care. We'll see you in a few months, and then you'll be at the East Coast qual, right? You'll be in there in person, or you're not going to go.
I'll be at
Are
the
you
East Coast
from?
in Baltimore. Yep.
Okay, so I'll see you. You'll probably hop on the mic somehow, shape or form. I can see you hopping on the mic.
I am.
CJ probably will be there.
I'm emceeing on the microphone, and I think CJ might be doing commentary, or somebody will be doing commentary for the live stream. Yeah.
That'll be a good duo. You two. You just got to match him in the outfit.
Oh, I can't match CJ's swag. I think I'll do
You
pretty good
gotta,
on the mic, but I can't match his swag. I'll just wear my headband, and I might make up a little PSL polo. I think I already looked into it. Like I like I
maybe
like.
maybe a GWO cutoff or something because he always does some leopard print. Button up. So you got to compete with that. Some GWO
Yep.
swag.
Yep. I love the swag. It's just not me. I'm more like I wear like an all black kit. Or last year I wore white pants. The guys had a little fun about my white pants. They said I was dashing in the suit because I had my red odd objects tights hanging out. It was red panty night in Baltimore. But I'm looking to hype up the athletes. The athletes are the ones who need to shine, not me. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right, brother. Well, appreciate everything you're doing for the support the channel and PSL, and we'll see you soon. Okay.
Yes, sir. Take care, man. Happy holidays.
You too.